voice. What's up? What's good? What's pop? What's crackers? Percolate? What's really good? In it's your man Theo Butler. And yes, I know it's Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon. Good God Almighty Jesus. Hopefully, hopefully your Sunday is off to a great start. If you went and got the word this morning, good for you and everything like that. If you did not go outside your home to go get the word, hopefully you were in home and got the word and everything like that. Whatever your spiritual journey is today, if you have a spiritual journey, hopefully you were able to accomplish that today. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Before we begin, like, share, subscribe. If you don't like, leave a constructive comment at the very least. If you like, leave a comment. Yes, we're going to talk about it. Oh, man. Black Panther fan, what would you support? I know how that sounds. That ain't really the question. The question really is, no, as a Black Panther fan, what would you support? I think we got a lot of juju going on, pun intended, juju rolls. I think we got a lot of mojo going on in regards to Black Panther, the character and everything like that. I think there's a ton of interest around the character, the IP, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. There's a lot of attention. We got 2 video games coming out. Shout out to EA Sports. Shout out to those that are manufacturing. What's going on, Nico being the youngest lion on the team? Yes, what's going on, big brother? What's going on? So we got stuff going on. We got an ultimate comic book coming out next year. So we got T'Challa on Earth 616, and then we're gonna have T'Challa on in the Ultimate Universe. And I'm just thinking, good God Almighty, that can't be too bad. Shout out to Dr. Eve Ewing for paying homage to the past. So we're gonna get some of that, and then we're gonna get, man, shout out to you. Boy, I see you. I see you. This latest runner on Blade and everything like that, writer on Blade, he's going to be writing the Ultimate Black Panther comic book. So we got a lot going on. We got a lot. I think we got some stuff. But I wanted to talk to us, the Black Panther fan group and everything like this. And, hey, I want to say it here for the record. You can be a fan of other comic book characters and still be a member of the Black Panther fan group. That's never a question. It ain't even like that. I want to say here for the record, you can go and enjoy movies featuring other superheroes and still be a member of the Black Panther fan group. That's not what this is. So I want to discern all those wages, all of those concerns and everything like that, because it's not what that is. No, absolutely. And you can do whatever you like. Yeah, so it ain't like that. So what I want to do though is I want to talk about our guy, T'Challa. What would you support in regards to him? Part of a fandom is being able to rally behind the character that you like, you care about, you support. Part of that fandom is, hey, if they put something out that's good with the character, good. D. Steezel, the Rock With Me Nation moderator, is in the building. It is official. If they put something out decent with the character, you jumping on it, no question. And what I mean when I say that, whoever puts something out, they know, as long as they honor the character, the IP, they know they know these people coming. They know this number locked in. So what I felt like would be prevalent is they say if you know me, grow me, sharing is caring. I do believe the Black Panther fan group is being watched. Whether people are gonna say it or not, they doing it. We talked at nauseum last year. What happened to the high toots that I say? We talked about it. We talked about it. The high toots that I say, the war dogs, Nakia. We talked about it. Y'all know we did. We were before Black Panther 2 came out. We was like, what was going on, Nakia and everything like that. And this is when I say you have to recognize the victories. You have to see the victories. We didn't get the war dogs in Black Panther 2. We did not. We didn't. Not at all. Or did we? Did we get the war dogs in Black Panther 2 or not? See, that's a loaded question. Because Black Panther 2 being released wasn't just the movie. There was merch, right? Right. And Black Panther fans complained about Nakia being a high Tutsi or war dog basically since the time that movie came out, they're like, man, what the hell going on? No. That's that. No. And y'all know it. We talked about it. Official like Theo, the referee with his whistle. Hey, which by the way, I left in the, hold on. Damn it. Oh. Kaiser, you got me. You got me, D. Steezer. You got me, D. Steezer. I was not in uniform. I was an employee showing up to work. I wasn't in full uniform, so we in here now. So so my thing is that you know, I believe if you know me, grow me, sharing is caring. I don't believe necessarily that the writers, Black Panther, get the necessary knowledge, education that they should. One of the things I believe in doing this channel is because, like I said, you never know who's watching. Let me just drop some tidbits. Like, if it's gonna take too long for Miss Eve, Dr. Ewing, to go read it, right? Gonna take too long for her to find it. Let me just drop some stuff on the channel. So she might not ever say anything to Theo, but she might be like, you know what? Let me see if he did a video on this because I really got some questions. She look at the video real quick. She be good to go. But yeah, so we talked at length. We complained. Quite a few YouTubers complained about it. I'm not going to mention any names. We complained. High Toots and Isaiah, war dogs, them the ones to go out in the world and do stuff where they at. The kid ain't a part of that. We don't know why y'all did that. Now, I understand Marvel Studios did not hear us. But Marvel, that's a big behind umbrella. It is. That's a big, and they got a lot of stuff under that umbrella. You see a lot of stuff when you go out in the world, Walmart, Target, it's got that Marvel brand on it. It's got a little red rectangular box, white letters say Marvel. We all see it. We got the Hot Toots and Isaiah in Black Panther 2. We did. We got the Hot Toots and Isaiah in Black Panther 2. No, they did not show up in Black Panther 1. They showed up in Black Panther 2. You just had to be looking. Y'all like, Theo, they didn't show up. Yes, the hell they did. Yes, the hell they did. They did. They showed up. They did. Y'all see them. They showed up. They showed up as action figures. They showed up as action figures. Yes, we would have loved to have seen the High Toots and Isaiah show up in the movie. Yes, the hell we would have. But you know what they know we wanted? We wanted them. Like, just think about that for a second. They knew we wanted them and they cashed in on it. They said, oh, no. We could put that on the film, special effects. We probably gonna have to put like 12 people in some costumes and everything like that, and then let the computer CGI generate a whole bunch of them out here killing some people and everything like that, beating up some people and everything like that. Or they say they want them. Now, they ain't necessarily say they had to see them on film. They say what happened to them. Well, hell, let's give it to them. Not the cat. Yeah, they said, let's give it to them. And what did they do? They put the Hot Toots and Isaiah right out there for those that wanted it. Now, when I say those that wanted it, notice I didn't use an ethnicity. I didn't. When I say those that wanted it, notice I didn't use a gender. I didn't preface that with no gender. Notice when I say those that want it, I didn't preface that with no gender orientation, no sexual orientation. I didn't do any of that. I didn't do that because that's not what they was concerned about. No, they was like, we finna get this to those that want it, and those that want it got it. Those of us that got the Hot Toots and Isaiah action figures, you know, to a degree, watch this. Y'all like this one. To a degree, we were pacified. We was like, oh, they ain't in the movie. I don't give a damn about that movie no way. I got my action figures. That's what the sentiment was. We was like, oh, they ain't in the movie? The hell with that. I got them as action figures. Comic book fans, they was like, they ain't in the movie? I got him. The only thing those who knew about the Hatu Zadaze were kind of like in their feelings about, they didn't come with the goggles and they didn't come with the vest and everything like that. That's it. But those who wanted the Hatu Zadaze, their presence in Wakanda for Black Panther, they got it. They got it. They didn't get it live action, but they got it. So the question then becomes, what would we support as Black Panther fans? Clearly, we've shown an interest. Clearly, Marvel has listened. We can say whatever we want to. There's a lot of there's some good reading material out there on Black Panther, T'Challa, Wakanda. You might not necessarily find it at your comic book store because it's not necessarily going to be a comic, but it is something that's prevalent, whether we're talking the 616 universe or whether we're talking the MCU. You're going to have to Google it. There are a lot of things out there that could make you an expert on Wakanda. You just have to go look for it. But aside from the stuff that you would go look for, if we as Black Panther fans, and that's an all-encompassing word, right? What would we support? And when I mean what would we support? What could they give us that they know we as a fan base locking into? I think it's safe to say, now I want to go ahead and take this one off the schedule. Flags of Our Fathers. That's a great video game. We don't even discuss that. That ain't I'm going to get that game. I'm pretty sure quite a few other members of Black Panther, as well as the superhero community, are going to get that video game. Captain America or Zuri. Should be a great game. So we take that and we put that all to the side. But you, as a Black Panther fan, and we're not just talking video games here. That's not what we're talking about. What projects would you support? For instance, I sit up here as a Black Panther fan, and I say to myself, what's going on? I tell them what's going on. I say to myself, okay, I'm already collecting Dr. Eve Ewing's book, Black Panther. Got that. Called my local comic book shop the other day and said, hey, I need y'all to put me down for Ultimate Black Panther. They were like, hey, we can't do it yet. It's too far out, but we got you. So every time I go by the comic book store, my mind is set to remind them to, hey, y'all put Ultimate Black Panther on my file. But now that's two different Earths, right? Right. And so I think we can all agree that there's a lot of meat on the bone still left in regards to T'Challa 616, a Black Panther game similar to Insomniac Spider-Man. I think that's a great idea. I think if they choose to put out a Black Panther game without T'Challa in it, I think they will find out that how big of a disaster that would be. I would like to think that those in the decision-making process would be taking a look at Marvel and see how they're struggling in regards to doing something Black Panther related without T'Challa in it. You would like to think, but hey, if they want to make an $80 coaster, so be it. but that said, we would like a Black Panther video game, and I brought these out and everything like that. Because I bought these with Black Panther and actually Blade in mind. I wanted to play as those characters. I wonder if we take a look at the Ultimate Alliance and everything like that, if those that are thinking about making a Black Panther video game, if you ever stop to look at the Black Panther, any video game that had Black Panther in it, in regards to how well a version of that video game did without Black Panther in it, and how well it did with Black Panther in it. A Black Panther video game, one that goes, watch this one, an educational Black Panther video game that starts with Mosi and goes all the way through. I believe you could make a Black Panther video game that starts with the Avengers, 1 million BC, that particular Black Panther, and take it all the way through and have unlimited hours of created content. It could be something that you add to, much like New Rockstars does with their Grand Theft Auto online version. I believe there's a lot of content there. As a matter of fact, I am going to be starting a series on this channel that I think would be beneficial to the legacy of Black Panther, the legacy of T'Challa's family. So I'm going to start a video series here on that. That's not what this is, though. So, question. Would you support? And we've had this before. We had this with the crew. We had this with the world of Wakanda. We really didn't get that. What I would like to think is the support that Marvel felt like they should have been getting for those books, because this was the time, around about the time frame we had Captain America, Civil War, and Black Panther. My question to you, though, you got 2 books lined up for next year. I agree with that. Have other superhero cameos outside of Wakanda too, like FF, Avengers, X-Men, maybe a trip to the Savage Land. Absolutely. I think if you get a comic book fan, or at the very least have a comic book fan as a consultant doing your video game process, making process, you would have a game that would grab not just people that are Black Panther fans, but grab people that are video game fans, period. Like, there is a Black Panther video game you could do that's similar to all of us. There's a Black Panther video game with just that much content that you could do. You just got to know. And if you don't know, you got to be mature enough to say you don't know, and be humble enough to work with someone that does know, or is willing to go get the information that you need. But I believe a Black Panther video game done much in the spirit of games like All of Us, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, something where that content keeps coming in and everything like that. I think there are years, you could get years, just like they did with Grand Theft Auto 5. I believe you could get years out of a Black Panther video game, and you don't have to have it online. No, you could just have it where they keep just downloading content. You create it. Like, you don't have to be a big Black Panther fan to enjoy doing more. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is my point. That is my point. Would you, Black Panther fan, support a companion book? The reason why I asked that question is much like I said, like we had the crew, we had World of Wakanda. We understand as several heroes contributing to T'Challa's history. Absolutely, absolutely. I would like to see a video game rendition of, or a animated version of Flags of Our Fathers. I really, really would. We're getting the video game version. Now, I'm not sure that game is going to include the Armless Tiger and Red Skull and things of that nature. What's going on, James? What's going on? Who were the bodyguards in Black Protecting? How you do that? I know who they should have been. That should have been the Dora Milaje. I don't know why their asses was sitting there. I was like, because watch this. That shouldn't have been the Dora Milajes on the frigate handling business. No. That's not who that should have been. That should have been the High Toots Zeraze beheading people. So I'm sitting up there looking like, that should have been the High Toots Zeraze walking into the embassy with them guards. And it should have been the Dora Milaje not sitting, but standing. 3 on each side of Queen Mother Ramunda. That's how that scene would have worked, but hell, what do I know? I'm just a Black Panther fan. Ryan, Nate, this is what gets y'all in trouble when folks like me look at the scenes y'all did and we just call it for what it was. You literally had guys sitting there in black in a Black Panther hat. That's what we doing? Anyway, y'all stop that. So my question, they've been treating the door like that, man. And the sad part about it is, I got women that say that ain't even true. Karama Horn ain't write that like that. That's what's funny to me. I got women that didn't write that like that. Karama Horn didn't write that like that. That ain't what she did. She said no. She co-signed what happened in Wakanda, the comic series. So I'm like, just think about that for a second. A woman didn't even write the doors like that. A man literally wrote himself out the picture. Now I'm gonna leave that right there. You take that for what that is. But a man wrote himself out the picture. That nevertheless, that ain't what this is about though. Would we, us, you, I support a Black Panther companion comic book? There's not enough of them to be the main fighting force. LOL. I don't want to necessarily say that, because what I will say is that they've been around for over 10,000 years. Nahanda did establish them, and with Nahanda establishing them and everything like that, what I can tell you is if I look at Karama Horn's book, I look at the Wakanda series, the Doors have actually been around longer than the Hattusatase. That much I can tell you. And it is, you know, I might as well keep this book down. This book right here, I might as well keep this book down for reference, because I promise you that's what that is. But the Hattusatase actually use a lot of the tactics that King Mtele instilled, and the Hatu weren't necessarily formed when King Mtele. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because there was a fighting force established prior to King Mtele that was male, if I'm not mistaken. They got a different name. Theo B, you need to be a consultant right for the Black Panther 3. Hey man, God willing, I would be humble, I would be honored, and it would be with it would be with the love and motivation that this character and his surrounding cast are truly appreciated and get the attention that they all deserve. My goal would be for everybody to love, truly love Wakanda, not with any agendas and everything like that. To me, if it were me, you would know beyond a shadow of a doubt what Anika's role is as a member of the Dora Milaje. You would hear them say that she's the Dora Milaje fighting instructor. You would see her actually teaching Dora's how to fight. I think that would be you would see her actually be in a relationship with Io, not something where you had to assume. No, you would know it, because I know her relationship with Io means as much to a demographic as T'Challa's relationship with Aurora means to my demographic. So it would be something that I would definitely make sure was there. I would also be someone who would look at characters we might not be focusing on, like Gentle. That name should just randomly pop up. That character should just saunter on through. At some point in time, you should see that character walk through my camera screen. Even if I don't mention their name, you should see them with their vibranium on and everything. Like, like, wait a minute. Whoa, who the hell? Yeah. Nice little Easter egg and every damn thing like that. He could be down there with Shorty getting treated. Absolutely. So I think there are ways to do it where folks could feel that the lore of the Black Panther is being respected. So like I said today, what I want to do is ask the question: what are things that you would support? Would you support? We didn't do it, so I'm asking questions. A dedicated World of Wakanda comic book, companion book, 6 issues. It comes out every 2 months or every month to run alongside the main Black Panther comic book. Now, I want y'all to understand something. T'Challa at that point, if something like that were to happen, would be in 3 books within the 616. He's already an Avenger. He's already got his own comic book. This World of Wakanda book, I'm not looking at it to focus on T'Challa. What I'm looking at it to do is to build up and solidify the minor characters or Tales from Wakanda. I like that. The surrounding characters. Would you support that? Because like I said, Marvel did that before. And if we're the fan base, it can't be where they put it out and we not all in. Shout out to Black Comic Lords. I definitely don't mind giving props. It has to be something where it's not where you just going in to go get that comic book. No, that comic book has to actually be part of the pull selection so that the comic book store is letting the comic book company know this comic book is desired. Is that something that you as a Black Panther fan would want? You would get characters like Taku from the Mute Zone. You get the original, not Taku from the Mute Zone. You get Taku. You get Horatio Walters. You would get, damn it, I'm forgetting the brother from the Mute Zone that is capable of making living items out of vibranium and everything. I'm forgetting his name. Cantu, damn it. I'm gonna get it together. Cantu Taku. It was two Cantu. Cantu, the little dude that first murked Eric, and then Cantu from the Mute Zone. So we would be looking at characters like that. If the focus isn't T'Challa, then no, T'Challa should not be the focus character in a world of Wakanda. He should be an auxiliary character coming in every now and then. But no, this comic book I'm looking at, Hunter, Shuri, because that they should kind of be over in T'Challa's comic book too. But you build up that. Okay, well, let's talk about the other cities that are in Wakanda. Let's not let it be where we got to focus on all the cities in Wakanda. No, there are a lot of what's going on with that Vibractus. In this comic book right here, the companion comic book, you could even get the stories that we did not get from he name we shall never mention again. Stories from the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. And you don't have to call them, you don't have to label that comic book the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. No, anthology series. I think that's the way they if the focus is T'Challa, I need T'Challa to get right before I worry about everybody else. Juju, you got T'Challa in his own. So are you saying that, and I want to make sure I'm clear, are you saying that you couldn't support a Black Panther comic book, 616, an Ultimate Black Panther comic book, because that's in a different universe, and a World of Wakanda comic book? You couldn't do that. I'm just asking the question, because here's what I'm looking at, and this is why I asked the question. We're too far behind with T'Challa's secondary characters. They haven't been lifted up. They've suffered from the same thing that he suffered from. And we're stuck in an inevitable delaying tactic with his characters, because we build him up, but then somebody, no, why can't they all be uplifted together? I got the money, and I don't believe it's a money thing, so let me not say it like that. I can do all three, actually all four, because that's what it would be. In January, what you and I will be tasked with doing, beginning January, as Black Panther fans, what we will be tasked with doing, Juju, is you and I will be tasked with consuming the merch. You and I will be tasked with consuming Eve Ewing's run. You and I will be tasked with consuming Brian Smith's run, Ultimate. You and I will be tasked with steadily consuming him in Avengers, because he's going to be in 3 comic books starting January. So my question to you is, would we support a companion comic book that uplifts the other characters as well? What's going on, Prom? Kind of like what the Wakandan books tried to do. Yes, I got it like that. I want to know about Shuri. I want to know what's been going on with Cantu. I can find out what's going on with T'Challa in his main book and still see what's going on with Cantu, because as it stands, his surrounding cast, by and large, isn't developed. You know more about Alfred than you know about anybody else outside of T'Challa. I'm of the mindset we know more about Damian Wayne than we do about Shuri. I'm of the mindset in the time frame since he's been here, Damian had way more character development than Shuri. We sitting over here like this. You know what? We don't even still see. We have as of yet to see you consistently grow into a stone giant. Like, we know you can literally grow into a giant and turn yourself into stone. And we don't, I'm sorry. And we can't get that in a main Black Panther comic book because we got to go back and reestablish T'Challa, which is I understand when people make those comments. Hey, the main book, this book, we ain't got time to be playing around with nobody else. It's got to be about T'Challa. Get that, understand that, second that. Okay, well, we've had other characters while getting their legacy built up in their book. There's some companion books that be over here and everything like that and tell you what's going on. Watch this. Y'all remember when we used to read the Titans? Not the original team, not the original team. But when Cyborg and them came on, what they wind up giving us? Tales of the Team, Tales of the Titans. Oh, so I got the Titans comic book and I got Tales of the Titans. You finna tell me about Jericho? You finna give me a backstory about Starfire? Okay, well, hell, I'm right here for it. If T'Challa is in it, I'll support it. I just don't want the anti-recap. Man, damn them. See, Juju, me and you Marines. You know why I ain't talking about them? Because there's nothing they can tell me. They don't even read comic books. So this ain't even for them. I'm gonna say it like this, and I like this, and this is when I try to give it strength. So I was talking to my wife on Thursday night. Shout out to Mr. Smith. I know he at church and everything like this. Y'all will get this. Y'all gonna laugh when I say this. So I was thinking about, shout out to my brother D Real. I love him to death and everything like that. I understand that concern. I support it. I just don't want. I understand that. I do. Watch this one. This is me. My concern in regards to an anti-recaster. In brightest day, in blackest night, no anti-recaster shall escape my sight. Let those who worship T'Challa not be recasting. Beware my power. Black Panther's like that. No, that. Like, I can't, I buy every variant because, yeah, you do. I don't move in fear of the anti-recasters. I don't. Like, and that's the thing. An anti-recaster is not going to influence my decision. And that's the thing. We're a fan base. We don't see them. And I think it's one of those things where we have to overcome because to a degree, as a people, we've always been concerned about somebody's reaction. Well, fan bases aren't concerned about somebody's reaction. A fan base is never concerned about another group's reaction. They don't give two damns. They match energy. You come peacefully, we'll talk peacefully. You come arrogantly, we're going to respond arrogantly. Why? Because we know you don't know what we know. Two, we know you actually don't give two damns about what we give a damn about. So why should we give a damn about your opinions and your feelings? That's the way a fan base needs to move. That's the way we need to start conducting ourselves. Because you got the knowledge, just like you said. You go buy all them variant covers. They ain't spending their money on that. So Marvel would be stupid as hell to listen to them. As a matter of fact, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, they ain't listening to them. They let them feel like they listening to them. They talk a good game. Propaganda. We know what that spiel is out there in the media. No, look at the way Marvel moved. T'Challa would be green or yellow. Yeah. I'm going to say T'Challa would be, damn. Because I almost want to say he would be the White Lantern. Because that's the lantern that can damn near do every damn thing. I ain't going to make him green because T'Challa is that dude. But, yeah, so when in regards to the anti-recasters, I don't see them. Like I said, we didn't get, not raised, because that would be hit red. We don't see them. Marvel gave you the Hatu Zelaze last year. They didn't do that for the anti-recasters. That wasn't for them. You know what Marvel did for the anti-recasters? They gave them Shorty as the Black Panther action figure. And the anti-recasters showed them just how much they appreciated them making Shorty as a Black Panther action figure. That action figure is now available at Ollie's. Marvel like, oh, we can't get no money from y'all. We want to pander to you, but y'all ain't buying the merch. They know they full of shit. I'm sorry. It's Sunday. They know the anti-recasters are full of it. So they're not dealing with them. The anti-recasters played their hand. They got 12-inch action figures that were $39.99 and now they're $19.99 at Target. Marvel knows whether they tell you or not, they can't count on the anti-recasters. It's a reason, and that's why I said, as Black Panther fans, you got to be able to see the victories. They gave you an ultimate comic book specifically featuring your guy and told you it starts January. That's one of the first solo ultimate comics that's coming out. They said that's your guy. Matter of fact, they went above and beyond to let you know your guy was coming, and that in the number one issue, the single issue, ultimate, they went above and beyond to let you know, hey, Wakanda is there. The maker didn't touch that. Your guy is coming. That wasn't for the anti-recaster. That wasn't for someone that don't know a damn thing about Wakanda. That wasn't for someone that don't know a damn thing about T'Challa. No, that was to intentionally trigger you as a Black Panther fan. That was done to intentionally trigger you as a T'Challa fan. Guess what? They know what it is. Those Hot Toots that I say action figures, that wasn't for casuals. That was for those who complained about not having the Hot Toots that I say in the first Black Panther movie. They read. Yeah, they capitulated to a certain demographic for the second movie, but they heard Black Panther fans question, why was Nakia listed as a damn Hot Toot Zadaze? They said, hey, we can't say nothing publicly. And we've done this before. We've had conversations with, hey man, listen, I can't say nothing out loud, but you know. Come on. That's what they, look at the victory. No, they weren't in the movie. They weren't in the movie. But how many times was you going to play that movie as opposed to how many times you can have them action figures sitting up there? You only going to buy that movie one time. Watch this. Merch. The movie. You're going to pay $20 to go to the movie. I spent more money on Hot Toot Zadaze action figures. I got 8 of them. They were $20. I spent more money on them than I would have spent on one movie ticket. I spent more money on the Hot Toot Zadaze action figures than I would have spent on 2 movie tickets. Think about that for a second. I spent more money on the Hot Toot Zadaze action figures than I would have spent on 2 movie tickets and the purchase of the Blu-ray. Think about what I just said. They weren't stupid. No, they say, chess, not checkers. They're not going to buy the action figures. They're going to come to the movie. Right. Ronnie, you got 7. Well, last I checked, I can't do math too well unless you put a dollar sign in it. But if Ronnie got 7, 20 times 7, 7 times 2, that's 140. Plus tax. Ronnie didn't spend no money necessarily on Black Panther 2. He didn't. What he did do, though, was he did spend $140 plus tax on the merch that supported Black Panther 2. Which one you think Marvel was more concerned about? Hold on, give me a second. Which one you think Marvel was more moved by? No. They got them. You know what Marvel would have loved to have? Marvel would have loved to have had what they had happen in the first Black Panther movie. The first Black Panther movie, everybody and their mama go see it. Everybody, damn near everybody, not everybody, see, I said damn near. In first Black Panther movie, everybody and their mama go see it. Merch-wise, damn near everybody and their mama go buy merch. That's what happened in the first Black Panther movie. They couldn't guarantee that was going to happen. And so what they did was, and this is why I say support. Support is big. Support is big. And you have to be able to look at your victories when you get them. They give you another M'Baku. What for? That was a build-a-figure. You didn't need him. No, as a Black Panther fan, you already had him. But they said, shout out to my brother Aaron, the Big Word Brinkle and everything. I like what he did with the M'Baku action figure. No, they gave you some more M'Baku action figures. No, they gave you another M'Baku action figure, slightly different paint. But if you take the head sculpt off and everything like that, now you got a couple of people in the Jabari tribe. So you building, you army building with Jabari action figures, and you didn't even think you was gonna do that. They gave you another M'Baku. Okay, what else they do? They gave you two T'Challas. They gave you a comic book version, right? Well, who that was for? They gave you, first of all, anti-recasters don't buy merch. They don't. So that extra M'Baku action figure, that was for Black Panther fans. The Black Panther action figure, cartoon, the comic book version, well, hell, they know casuals don't read comic books. So who do you think that action figure was for? No. Dead ass. That action figure ain't had nothing to do with the Avengers 60th and 65th anniversary. That's not what that was. They did that for comic book fans. You ain't think that was for you? That was for you. That wasn't for nobody else. Did you know what colors T'Challa had on when he made his appearance in Fantastic Four? That was it. Then they gave you a Black Panther Legacy action figure. Who you think that was for? That wasn't for the anti-recasters. The anti-recasters don't like T'Challa like that. That wasn't for the misandries. They not buying that action figure like that. See? You didn't buy that trash Namor. Watch this. Low key, Marvel, Hasbro Legend, big bank take little bank. It was a win for them. They put out that more. They knew by and large the only people that were going to buy that more were the people that didn't already have it. Comic book fans, action figure collectors already got their Namor. They knew they wasn't going to buy that Namor. They didn't put that many of them out, but that Namor is at Ollie's. That Namor is at Ollie's. And now, if you want to build up your Atlantean army, guess what? You got at least two Namors. One in his green Speedos and one of him in his black leotard. Now, you finna get him and Namor Rita with his green Speedos on and some black leggings. Low key, you take off that head sculpt. Now, guess what? You're recreating Black Panther 2 sans anything that got anything to do with Talokan. You got your own damn Atlantean army, and you ain't even acknowledging none of that nonsense that took place in Black Panther. Why you think they doing it? They know you, Hasbro, the toy company. They know that nobody want that damn Marvel Legend. But feeling pressured because they have to release a wave every time a movie comes out, that's what they had to give you. Didn't no comic book fan buy that no more. It didn't. So you moved the merch. You got a win last year. Okay, well, you still getting wins, like I said. So the question now becomes, if we want to turn up the pressure, and turning up the pressure is the wrong phrase. If we want to heighten the awareness, I'm thinking of Black Panther companion book. And see, that's the thing. We have to be committed to it. Black Panther fans, be committed to a Black Panther companion story that tells us the stories. I want to know more about Shuri. Aside from Shuri and her own limited run, Claws of the Panther, we really don't know that much about Shuri. That's a damn shame. We don't. That's not right. In regards to the surrounding cast, Cantu from the Mute Zone. Well, low-key, that's a superhero. You don't know that much about him. You don't. Why not? He needs to be brought forward. T'Challa really does have, and we don't look at this, T'Challa really does have a great deal of characters surrounding him. I don't want to put him in the level of Professor Xavier and everything like that, but have we actually thought about the number of supporting characters around T'Challa that aren't developed? We know little to nothing about. I'm still sitting up here trying to figure out what happened to Akibe. He's alive well, and that dude should be raised to damn near Joker status, if not Joker status altogether. He's that dude. He's MIA. You finna just have him pop back up in Eve Ewing's run, or could we see him start to come up with a plan to get back at T'Challa in a World of Wakanda book where he takes down some of T'Challa's friends, teammates, alliances, and then migrate him over to T'Challa's book, Black Panther, where T'Challa got to deal with this dude straight up. But think about what I just said. Akibe is right there. It's so many characters there, we ain't using them. You can't use them in T'Challa's book, not the main book, because you got to uplift the hero. But why do those characters that can help elevate him because of their supporting cast? The greater your villains, the greater your supporting cast, the greater your main guy, the greater your main hero, the greater your hero, male or female. His supporting cast got to be uplifted. We can't do it in his book. What I'm asking is, we're agreed, it can't be done in his book. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm asking is, would we be committed to a companion book that would uplift those side characters? The Deadly Foes of T'Challa, something like that. Star Wars had the same problem. Several of their new characters, those figures weren't selling. Absolutely, yep. They might be snacks at the theater, but that's it. I didn't buy that trash MCU name. The Marvel action figures at Ollie's cost more than Shorty Black Panther. I saw Shorty is going for $9.99. Now, I bought Shorty when she was full price. And when I say Shorty, I bought Shorty and created Shorty. So I think my commitment to Shorty is pretty much there. Shout out to Mr. Ray Smith, who's also created the Griot Shorty and everything like that. I actually am still debating buying the 12-inch Okoye action figure as a Dora Milaje because she's actually nice. I might go ahead and still get that. But see, that's me though. I can't speak for nobody else. But yeah, so that was my question. Would we support? I believe, this is me now, just me. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. I believe a companion book is needed to uplift those characters so we don't have to focus on those characters in T'Challa's book, if that makes sense. I believe that with everything that's going on with T'Challa, especially recently, I believe for at least another 12 issues or so, 12 to 16 issues, it needs to be all about him. That said, Shuri does need to be elevated. She does. Cantu does need to be elevated. We can't tell all the stories of Wakanda through T'Challa's book. No, it's because it's too much going on, and it always has been too much going on. In my opinion, that's neglected. There was no reason for Hunter to show up in Sam's book. That's T'Challa's brother. Why isn't Hunter showing? When's the last time we saw Hunter, T'Challa, and Shorty in the same book? When's the last time you saw Shorty and Hunter interact? They related. Is there not a compelling story we can tell in a companion book that explains the relationship between Hunter and Shorty? Because all we really got, to a degree, is somewhat, not a total explanation. Reginald Hudlin touched on it. He started it, but we don't have a complete. I'm sorry, not Reginald Hudlin, Christopher Priest. Christopher Priest touched on it. He started it, but we don't have a complete story telling us the relationship between Hunter and T'Challa. We don't. That's his older brother. We don't want to read that. Would we read it? Would we read it? That's what I'm asking. I think we could do some stuff like that. Then in regards to, well, we've already touched upon the video games. They are giving us flags of our fathers and everything like that. Now, Theo, do you think writers creating new characters all the time contribute to that problem you're speaking on? Yes and no. I think it starts with the editor. I think it starts with the editor. I don't know what's going on with editorial. I think it's the editor. I can expect the writer to care. I think that's a fair expectation for me to expect the writer to care. I think it's safe to say a writer that cares about the project they're assigned to gives you the best project. I think it's evident when a writer doesn't care, you get it. The more a writer doesn't care, the worse you need a good editor assigned to that. So I believe you need a writer that cares. You need an editor that knows and cares. I don't think we get what we got with the other cat if the editor knew and cared. So while I give the brother more than his fair share of accountability in this, because he should have never just wanted to write it like that. And that's the thing that I think people miss. I got a responsibility to my brothers and sisters that people just take for granted, because, and it's not necessarily where I want that responsibility. It's just what society is and has always said since I've been in this world. Anytime one of us go out and do something, it's not an individual reflection. It's a reflection on our entire community. I'm not saying that's the way it should be. I'm just saying that's what it is. If I go out here and do something wrong, it's not going to be portrayed in the media as Gerald Theophilus Butler did it wrong. No, they're going to do everything they can to say, and let that be the end all say all, another black guy just did something else wrong. So I got to watch what I do because of who I am, literally and figuratively, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. So in regards to the editor got to make sure that the writer put out a good project. If the writer don't know, it's coming past your desk before it hit print. Hey, take this back. Here's the definition of a good writer. I love this. In Uncanny Avengers, I believe issue 1, Captain Krakoa said that they were the new brotherhood. And I was like, and I'm reading it. I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna work. He said they were the new brotherhood of mutants. I like that's not gonna work. Aurora, and you don't want to see her. I don't give a damn what you got going on over here. Soon as she get done with a Rocco, soon as she get done with Mars, oh no. If she got to come holler at you about that name, I don't give a damn how they boosting you up in Uncanny Avengers. She come down, that's gonna be a problem. I got to get an editor all the credit in the world, and that's who I'm giving it up to. They literally changed the name of that group in the same comic book. That group went from being the Brotherhood to being the Mutant Liberation Front in the same comic book. When the last time you seen somebody change their name in the same comic book? And I talked about it. That is an editor that's locked in. That's an editor that's aware of what's going on with other comic books. Oh, no. And watch this. It made sense. It made sense. Fall of X. You got Captain Krakoa. Okay, well, he's been in cryogenic stasis. He don't know what's going on. So it would make sense that he would say, well, this is going to be the new brotherhood. It would make sense that the Blob, Wild Slide, the Fenris twins, those that were around for the Fall of X, it would make sense that they would say, hey, can't do that. Can't do that. She already got claims on that up there. Let's go with something else. And Captain Krakoa being looking as smart as he comes across, probably like, you know what, you're right, let me change that. It flowed within the sense of the story. There's a reason why other families make it a huge deal to not dishonor them, or else you ask from the family or the whole community. It is. So let me see. I'm gonna be honest, I never knew about Hunter until recently in the Falcons run. That's how less they're using that character. Actually, Theo, so that a companion comic would allow those who are unfamiliar with certain characters to, and the thing is, you never can tell somebody which character they're gonna fall in love with, which character they're not gonna fall in love with. But that would allow those who don't necessarily know the lore, the legacy of Wakanda, to get caught up. It's crazy. I sat down and I thought about something. I took it for granted. I did. I took it for granted. Because I know I'm not the first. I'm not the first. Like, I'm not the first. I'm not the first Black Panther fan. I'm not. I'm not the wisest Black Panther fan. I'm not the most knowledgeable Black Panther fan. I don't believe that. That's just what that is. I don't believe that. So I have a tendency to take certain things for granted. I do. One of the things that I took for granted is that everybody was going to do what I was going to do, which was consume as much Black Panther content as possible. And when I say consume it, I mean, oh, it's a book. Oh, I got to go get the book. If that book is referencing stuff that happened in the 616 or the 1999, whether I F with the 1999 or not, I have to know what's going on with the 1999 in regards to our character in the 616, so that I could be able to see the differences, be able to speak on the differences, what one has to offer, what the other one didn't have to offer, and vice versa. So I have to consume it. I'm thinking to myself, everybody doing the same thing. What they say about making assumptions. I'm assuming that you're going to go get the companion Black Panther comic, whether I say something or not. I got Black Panther Unconquered. It's some folks that didn't read it. I got the entire Wakanda series. It's some people that didn't read it. I got Marvel Voices Wakanda Forever. It's some people that didn't read it. I got Karama Horn's book. It's some folks that didn't read it. You know, there's some other Marvel Voices comics out there in regards to T'Challa, specifically Nakia, involving the X-Men. Some people ain't read it. Some people don't know it. Shout out to Mr. Ray Smith. Shout out to my brother, my big brother, D-Real. They take Theo to class all the time. They take Theo to school all the time. Come here. Go get that over there. I'm like, wait a minute. No, come here. You got to go get that knowledge. I'm like, damn, for real? Yeah, come here. Come here. There's a 4-issue series. T'Challa is in a 4-issue series. These Steves will probably know it. I know Daryl know it. I sat up there. I said, Mr. Smith, it was only 4 issues? He said, yeah. It was only 4 issues. T'Challa walk around here with green cat eyes and fangs. I'm like, that's it? 4 issues? Taking on a team called the Supremacists. Not to be confused with the backup singers with Diana Ross. Not to be confused with them. No. And he whooped their ass. I got half of mine to do a comic book review on it. Shout out to comic book, Black Comic Book Lord. T'Challa whooped their ass. And he's sitting up there trying to figure out whether or not he even got the powers. You talking about Bass. Bass was mad at the dude when he whooped their ass. She wasn't even effing with him like that. T'Challa like, you know what? I'm still gonna go out here and make it do what it do. Yeah. He went out there and whooped their ass basically with Bass not even backing him. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to cover that comic book shit. I'm probably gonna do it anyway, because I low-key kind of like that one. That was kind of fire. I might have to just bring that to y'all anyway. But we need, I believe I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong. I believe that T'Challa can only benefit from the side characters being uplifted. I want to be sure I'm very, very clear in this one. I believe he only stands to benefit from side characters being uplifted in a companion comic book. Now, here's the thing. The companion comic book is not going to focus just on one supporting character. An anthology series, no, it would be rotating. You would get to see those characters. And more than anything else, what I would like about it, love about it, is you would get to see those characters grow in an anthology series that point to the point where when they were to show up in Black Panther's main comic, there would be no questions. You would already know what they were capable of. You wouldn't have to ask nothing, where they been, where they at. Like with not Sister Divine Justice, but Lady Nightshade. She showed up in issue 1. Oh, like, wait. Had she always been around, nobody would have felt like they were trying to take the light away from T'Challa. Was that the late 80s miniseries? Yeah, absolutely. I liked it. I mean, and then what did they, and I really think that was them trying to say how much interest we still got in T'Challa. I forget who said it, but the #1 Black superhero. Okay, well, if that's what that is, we should be able to get something. Honestly, with a companion book, we should be able to get something where, because this doesn't make any sense. We know as Black Panther fans, T'Challa has served as inspiration for some other superheroes in current continuity, such as Sam Wilson and Luke Cage. Okay, well, he ain't really interacting with none of them characters. Last time we saw him basically interact with a whole group of black characters was the Intergalactic Empire. Something about that don't seem right. You mean to tell me there's a superhero over here in Africa, black. I'm a high-profile black superhero, which means I ain't necessarily hurt. And I ain't chopping it up with this dude, picking his brain, getting some knowledge from him and everything like that. Been in the superhero game for a minute. We should see Miles pop up and interact with T'Challa every now and then. No, that's just real. This is no different than you seeing cats interact with LeBron James from over here, over there, interacting with Michael Jordan over here, over there. They ain't got to be having a significant storyline, but they should at least know each other, chop it up with each other and everything like that. That's what a companion comic book brings to the table. But it has to be where we're locked in. That would be my point to justify it, because we know everybody's not going to buy that book. So it would have to be where Marvel knew we got this money coming in every month from this demographic. So I just want to talk about that. We've already alluded to the video games and everything like that. What about action figures? What else would you see yourself supporting? We got the Hot Toots that I say, we got the Dora Milaje. I do believe a decent Hunter is needed. I do believe a decent Queen Mother Ramunda is needed. As an action figure collector, though, I just look at the action figure landscape and I ask myself, where do these action figures come in at? They're not going to do a Black Panther 3 without knowing the BPFG is going to sign off on it. Because see, the BPFG going to hype it. The BPFG, whether we believe it or not, they know that's that hype train. They know you're going to, if they say, hey man, we got a Black Panther film, and if they can get the BPFG to endorse anything they're going to do Black Panther related, they know they can't lose. They know they can't lose. But that's that stumbling. The BPFG is a stumbling block. Whether we believe it or not, whether we know it or not, they know we're a hurdle that's standing in their way. That's why every now and then the trolls come up and about and everything like that. The trolls are responding to you. We don't respond to the trolls. A dual pack of Mosi and Bashinga. Yeah, Slim Pickens in the 80s, 90s until Christopher. So, a dual pack of Mosi and Bashinga. I don't know if that will work. And this is me stepping outside the box as just somebody that would work for Hasbro, because I'm looking at, it was too many action figure collectors that didn't even know who the Hatoot Zaraze was. So That one was kind of easy to do because they slid that in as a wave with the movie wave. So that one was easy. But I don't believe they take that risk on the Hot Tooth Tadaze action figure Dolo Solo, just putting it out there where people don't know who that is. So I know we would be inclined to buy a Mosi and a Bashinga 2-pack. I know we would be. Me and D-Real don't believe that's happening. That's why we kind of like doing our own thing. We don't have no faith in them like that because we know what that is. But it still can't be where we don't ask for it. Now, here's the thing. They say money make the world go round. You say a Mosi and Bashinga 2-pack. You know it would have to be what Hasbro was looking, listening, and heard that there was enough, watch this, enough interest for them to even think about it. See, the thing is they can't take an L. We wouldn't want it to be where Mosi and Bashinga end up in Ollie's, and I can pretty much tell you, based on the action figure collectors that are popular action figure collectors, if Mosi and Bashinga aren't detailed, if Mosi and Bashinga don't come with the necessary amount of accessories, if they aren't detailed right, if they aren't articulated right, if they don't come with the right accessories, if they don't come with various head sculpts, if they don't come with various hands, they won't sell. The casual action figure collector won't buy them. It won't. What's going on, Scorp? What's going on? Figures. So that's what would be needed to move the needle for a action figure collector that doesn't know anything about those two figures. My concern is Hasbro does better when they're doing non-Marvel related action figures, because they got to cut Marvel in. They got to cut Marvel in. This is why you seeing Marvel, the Blade action figure, you see an extra head sculpt. Did you get any extra hands with the Blade action figure? Nope, you didn't. Know why? Because they had to cut Marvel that check. And that's the thing. If I had to give Marvel Entertainment any advice right now in regards to your contract with Hasbro Legends, you need to adjust that. You're taking too much money. You're hurting your own product when it comes to Marvel Legends action figures. Whatever you're getting off the top, you need to sit down at the negotiating table with Hasbro and ask them, what can y'all do to meet in the middle for your action figures to come with the appropriate amount of head sculpts, extra hands, and accessories? Because right now at Hasbro, you're taking an L. G.I. Joe does better than you do. Transformers does better than you do. Power Rangers does better than you do. And Star Wars does better than you do. And since Hasbro owns ROM straight out, when they start dropping that ROM wave, he gonna come with a lot of stuff. So my advice from a business perspective, that's why we probably won't get another Blue Marvel action figure. If Dan is the one who signed off on the Blue Marvel action figure, he says he's a fan of Blue Marvel. So we talk black representation, right? Blue Marvel gets an action figure, another action figure, because it would definitely be different than the one we got now. It would be on a bigger body. Low key, the Black Panther fan group would have to take up that flag and plant it in the ground for Blue Marvel, because you don't really hear people talking about action figures like that. Action figures, black superhero action figures. So that would be something that would have to be championed by a specific demographic fan group, because there's nobody really. There were a few people chirping for a Blue Marvel action figure. They finally gave it, and you can tell how much they cared about it based on what they gave you, no different than the Bill Foster. That was an action figure to just say, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Stop asking us. That's what that was. There was nobody who, they didn't put as much thought into the Bill Foster action figure as they put into the Scott Lang action figure, the Hank Pym action figure, Janet, they didn't. That's not ethnically speaking. That's not me saying, it's just saying, no, that's exactly what that was. They didn't put that much thought into it. So it would have to be where something where as a fan group, you're going to champion that and be diligent to make Hasbro aware that's what you want. But that's the problem that I see in regards to those type of action figures. We want them, but the interest by and large, Hasbro would be taking a chance on it, much like they did with the Crystar action figure. But it would have to be articulated. By and large, the only action figures for us, T'Challa, Aurora, Luke Cage, Blade. Let me say that one more time. Action figure wise, top sellers, T'Challa, or highly demanded, T'Challa, Aurora, Luke Cage, and Blade. That's it. Ain't nobody out there outside of a certain demographic really chirping for them action figures like that. So it would be something where, as a fan base, you would have to make it known. It would have to be more than likely, watch this. That would be something that would be a Hasbro exclusive. That would be something that would be a Amazon exclusive. That would be something that would be a Walmart exclusive or a Target exclusive, or even, and I don't think they're doing it anymore, but a Walgreens exclusive where they were only going to create those action figures in a limited amount because they knew only a limited amount of people were going to be buying them. So that is something that you have to look for. So that's why. So that's something that we have to bear in mind when we're looking at action figures being created. You kind of chess. Remember what I said? Chess, not checkers. Chess, not checkers. What you want to do right now as the fan group is raise the character up. What you want to do right now is raise the character up to the point where we raising up the surrounding cast, the supporting cast. We don't want to take away from the primary character. I do understand that to be a concern, but we don't move out of fear. No, we're moving out of confidence. You're not canceling our guy. You tried to cancel our guy. You even killed our guy off screen. Our guy is still around. The guy that with the baseball cap told you we're not doing it anymore, iconic, you made him eat his words because he put that dude in that Leggo cartoon. He had to sign off on that. So you made him eat his words in regards to T'Challa. Okay, pressure bust pipe. Keep the foot on the gas pedal. You gave him back to us in that animated logo. I'm going to say in that Leggo show. You going to bring that dude back. Reboot the damn MCU. Reboot the MCU. Damn all them excuses. Get rid of everybody else that call themselves can't move on from Chadwick's passing, not honoring Chadwick's legacy. Reboot the MCU. Get them the hell up out of there. Do it right. What we have to do as a fan base is empower Disney that whatever Ryan Coogler say, whatever Nate Moore say, whatever the cast and crew say, it don't matter because they don't move nothing. That's what we have to do. They don't, you listen to them, they don't know. We're who you need to be listening to. We putting the money in your pocket. They don't move nothing. Tell the cast and crew, shut up. You want to get paid? You want a Black Panther 3? You want that check? Yeah. Then do what we're telling you to do. Because it's not, we're not doing it the way you want it done because we're the ones that paying you. So just let them know. Stand strong. You are the fan group. What else we need? Board games? Not video games because we got them. What about short stories? What about children's books? We never talk about that. What about children's books? Telling the story of a young T'Challa, a young Shuri, a young Hunter. What do we think that children's book would do? Where we got brother and sister and adopted brother. That's a good children's book. Why not? We teach relationships right there, right then, at the elementary school level. Hey, Ron, You won't be able to touch that book, will you? Because it won't be in the public book. No, we'll be able to take our children to the comic book store, Barnes and Nobles and everything like that, to show our children how different ethnicities can really interact with each other, and not that BS you trying to push down here in the state of Florida. Bruh, I can't believe you're a veteran. You're a sorry excuse for a military. I'm not going to stay on that. But a children's book that shows how and while we wouldn't touch on it, make it graphic, how these children deal with a loss. Because Hunter, Shorty, and T'Challa had to deal with the loss of their father. I think we glazed upon it in Shorty's run, but I don't think we really touched on how T'Chaka's death impacted all three siblings. Well, what about the siblings playing together? Playtime. What about the lessons that they learned from their mother and their uncle? Those would be some nice children books. There's a children's book of Shorty and T'Challa I bought for my niece, but we need more. Yes. Why not? That establishes that character right there, young. You can read that to your children. Bedtime story. I've seen school teachers use Marvel and DC Comics. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, watch this. We got our children. Could you imagine having a book that says Wakandan bedtime stories? Wakandan bedtime stories of Wakanda. You got them children's stories right there where you're sharing your love with your child. Something we don't get to do. Not like Batman fans, not like Superman fans, not like Spider-Man fans. Watch this one. Not even like G.I. Joe fans. We don't get to do that. But right here, you got that hardbound book. Yeah, you got that hardbound book, right? You sitting there tucking your child in, because I know that whole thing. No, we parents. You tucking your child in and everything like that. You reading the bedtime story. You got your 12-inch Titan action figure of T'Challa. You got the 12-inch action figure of Shorty or Nakia sitting right there. Got the Wakandan night lamp and everything like that there. You tuck Shorty in. You read him a story. Story either got, watch this, story got bass in it. Maybe it's got a Nazi in it. Maybe it's got the Orisha in it, you know what I'm saying? Shorty, Hunter, you know what I'm saying? T'Challa, you got that in there, tuck him in. I just named off a lot of merch, didn't I? I said the nightlight, 12-inch action figure. Good God Almighty, I ain't even say nothing about the bed sheets. Where that at? Where that at? The twin set. You feel me? The twin set for the baby. You know what I'm saying? And you just can't give it to me for T'Challa. You got to give me something for Shorty, because I could have a girl, I could have a daughter. You got to give me some Dora Milaje. You got to give me some Dora Milaje. You got to give me some Hot Tubes Taraze. Honestly, you should just give me a bed set that's got everything in it, and my child just love it. We ain't even got to separate it like that. It's just everybody, because my child should. Because I kind of like everything about Wakanda, and that's kind of like what I want my child to have. Stuff on there and everything like that. I'm just saying, like these thieves got this. I'm just saying stuff like that. So you got the bedtime set. We talking merch. We talking about what we would support, what we would consume as Black Panther fans. What we'll support as Black Panther fans. I think that stuff is nice. I think showing the interest, maintaining that interest, I think one of the things that started off, and this is why I was talking about what we would support. I think one of the things that got a problem was the problem with the world of Wakanda was that people fell off. You're doing more thinking for their brand than the actual people in charge. I love the character. It ain't enough for me just to talk about, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. It ain't just enough for me to talk about. They say If you bring me a problem, bring me a solution. Okay, that's fair. I think that's fair. If I think there's a problem, I should come to you with a solution. At least some ideas. Well, that's my mindset. I love the character. I want to see more of the character. I see some opportunities there with the character. They're not gonna know we care unless we say we care. They're not necessarily moved to think of a solution to a problem that we see. We're the ones that see the solution. Honestly, there's nothing that's going to move them unless it makes dollars. Now, I get that from a dollar standpoint. So how can I get you to be willing to give me something so I can spend money on it? Well, first, I need to let you know that I will spend money on it. I need to let you know I'm coming with a certain amount of money so you know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because if they drop a companion comic book, yeah, everybody and their mama gonna buy it the first week. Those are the casuals. But I want them to know, we should want them to know that when the casuals fall off, this set price, the money you gonna get, this still coming. Because we're not speaking for the casuals. We didn't, this change right here, this change still coming. You give us a video game with T'Challa in it, this change is coming. You're going to get the casual, but you're not going to get our money if he's not in it. And our money does make, our money matter, because along with our money comes opinions. Along with our money comes opinions. Along with opinions comes decisions being made in the future. So we've made it known they do take us into consideration. It's just not necessarily where you're looking for it to matter where they take you into consideration. No, as a Black Panther fan group, he showed up in Ultimate Alliance. It might not Ultimate Alliance. He showed up in Ultimate Invasion. It might have been for maybe one issue, but damn it, he was there. They used him and Miles to sell that comic. They did. They used, whether you feel like it moved, they used him and Miles because they recognize that they used him and Miles. They recognize, hey, Aurora's not tied to Ultimate Alliance. It ain't Luke Cage. It ain't Blade. It's them two. They ain't even put the OG. They ain't even put what's Nick Cage? Yeah, not Nick Cage. Nick Fury. No, we're not thinking about that. No, not that Nick Fury. No, it's Miles and T'Challa. That's what they did. They didn't have to put the what? Why is T'Challa on the cover? No, for real. Why would T'Challa be on the cover and not Nick Fury? He didn't play that big of a role in the Ultimate Universe. He didn't. Oh, because T'Challa sells comics. They're not stupid. And if Kevin Feige is over everything, you don't think they, hey, Kevin, we finna put T'Challa on the cover. Do what you gotta do. we can't sit up and say that Kevin is over everything at Marvel and then act like he don't know what's going on with Marvel Comics. Regardless of what he do with Marvel Studios, we can't say he over everything and act like he don't know, is aware, having to sign off, having to approve everything. Okay, well, here come T'Challa. Did they announce an Ultimate X-Men comic book? They do that yet? An Ultimate Wolverine comic book? No, they made sure you knew T'Challa was coming. That's a win. You got to take it for what it is. Now, the question is, when you get the comic book, what you going to do? Are you going to complain and go away, or are you going to do what we did in regards to Dr. Eve Ewing's book? Read it, give some constructive criticism, stay with it, understanding that to a degree, you don't necessarily trust the publisher or the editor of the book. So you want to make sure you're responsible for making sure the writer of the book has as much information as they need for the character to be successful. You take ownership of the character. Don't leave it up to the editor. Don't leave it up to the publisher to help the writer out. No, you taking ownership of the character. Remember I said you don't know who watching you. Folks watching you whether they telling you or not. Folks watching you whether they tell you they watching you or not. They watching you. So you want it to be where, hey, we got this knowledge for you right here. We see what you're doing over here. We appreciate it and everything like that. Here's some more tidbits right here. Here's some jewels right here. Guarantee the writer's success. Almost like being an offense coordinator. Don't just send your quarterback out there and you ain't went over the game plan before y'all went out there. You got to go with game plan. You don't know who giving him bad information. Okay, well, he out there on the field. Your quarterback out there on the field. They making it do what it do. This professional football. I got the headset. Hey. Don't run that play right there. Listen, they ready right now. Give me a toss trap left. Toss trap left on 3. Toss trap left on 3. Here we go. I'm sitting up there. I'm calling the plays. We don't want to help the right eye. That's our character. It ain't nobody else's character. We help the right out. So Kevin is chief creative officer. He's involved. Yeah. He knows something that's going on. Whether they tell you they listening to you, watching you, like what you said, you making them money. Hey. Dudes say they open to a companion comic book. Man, we already given them an Ultimate Black Panther comic book. Yeah, I heard him. But on social media, Buddy said they good for a companion comic. We gave them that already. Yeah. He said that. He mentioned that. But they locked in right now. They said, like, if we get them, you got to be locked in. You got to be locked in. Watch this. I could ask something like this. Would you buy a Black Panther watch? Would you support a black? Because I don't know how they missed this one. That's a nice box, ain't it? This a nice box, ain't it? Would you buy a Black Panther watch? Really? You did this for this. This nice. What a watch at. Where to watch at? Where to watch at with where is the digital vibranium watch with purple lights, a black background? Where is that at? Like, yeah. Would you buy? No, see, would you buy a Black Panther watch though? We buy Michael Kors watches all the time. Would you buy, watch this, would you buy I buy one. I'm just asking, because like I said, would you buy a Marvel Black Panther watch, Wakanda watch, with features and functions no differently than your Michael Kors Timex watch? One, I like watches. That's me. I like watches. But now I like watches. I know some people, oh, it's got to be Michael Kors. Okay. Or it's got to be Timex. Okay. You a Black Panther fan? Yeah. Okay. So if a Black Panther watch, Wakanda watch, was made with the same features and functions, durability, exquisiteness of a Timex or a Michael Kors watch is really not high end. Like, I need people just to understand it's a fashion watch. Would you buy it? Would you support it? I mean, like, easily too, like, oh, say the Wakanda watch is dropping. See, we talking about merch. Just like they be talking about video games. Oh, you say y'all dropping a Wakanda watch? Man, I'm in there. A watch. Black. Not purple. Not purple. They could be an option, but would you buy it? Whether it's digital, whether it's with hands, would you buy it? Could they count you in? If they put it out there right now, we making it. Like, you not where we got to do what is it? Fans got to buy it first. And they making the watch. It's coming. Would you buy it? I think it's safe to say what my answer would be. Hell, I think it's safe to say what my answer would be with quite a few things. Do you own them? A Black Panther sports watch takes my money. Absolutely. Do you own them? This ain't that expensive. It's not. Various prices. With Wakandan numbers with hands. Yep. Absolutely great. You say this is your hero. Well, let them know what you will buy to support your hero. Because I know they make Superman and Batman watches. They make Spider-Man watches. They do all that. Would you buy it? Enough for them to say, you know what? We got to make money on that one. Todd McFarlane. Anybody familiar with Todd McFarlane? Should be. You know how many Batman action figures Todd McFarlane drop in a year? Good God Almighty Jesus. You think the only thing DC made was Batman. It's more Batman action figures being dropped on a yearly basis than it is any other action figure that's made. Glow in the dark purple. See? We do videos like this more often, which we will be. Like I said, I'm going to start a series of videos in regards to explaining certain character. I already do have the Legends of Wakanda video series. I'm going to be starting another video series, if not today, tomorrow, and everything like that. But Black Panther fan group, you know what you will, what you won't support. You got to put it out there. Shout it out there. Be on Twitter, social media, and everything like that. Or we come back here on every Tuesday, like me and D-Real said we're going to do. Come down on Tuesday and talk about what we would like as a Black Panther fandom. Let's get this thing going. Let's push this needle. Let's move the needle forward. So, as I said before, my goal is to make sure, because we didn't have it like this when I was a kid. Well, I want kids to have more than this by the time I'm gone. Easy access to a character that looks like them, makes them feel proud to be them. That's my time. I'm coming back to y'all later on today with some comic book reviews and everything like that. Leave comments. Definitely leave comments. Anything you like for me to discuss, talk about, make sure you put it in the comment section, and I'll make sure to do that. I did promise I was going to watch Up, and Away. If I'm not mistaken, it is on Disney Plus. I will be watching that and bring a review. I understand that the movie is kind of old, but hey, what's old is new if you've never seen it before, right? Click, like, share, subscribe. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.